He bites as hard as he can.
Okay.
And of course, when he puts his fangs into you, you certainly feel it. I think it prickles.
Watch Johnny's bite.
Bismillahir Rahman Rahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Hasbunallah wa ni'mal wakil. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? And yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil, my cup runneth over, and surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life. And I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever and ever. Amen. Assalamu alaikum. It's Tuesday, the 22nd of April. Welcome to Johnny's Bite. To our friends and family who went out to Kou in the eastern region to go and chill, just let you know that I clear holiday finish. We are back to the grind. Some are stuck on the mountain because they don't have money to come back home. They are now calling relatives to get transport fare. It's okay, it's everything fine. We will survive. We'll come together, and we'll make sure that everything is made better. Now, let me say thank you to Sona Fashions in Tamale for my outfit. 0246 590162. That's 0246 590162. And also a very special one to all of you across the world who spend time. Some knock off their night shift. They come, they come and watch Johnny's Bite before they sleep. Some record, some, have their own commentary about it and all of that. That's fine. Yeah, all of it. Thank you very much indeed. We're grateful that you could join us. And then also affiliates across the country who make sure that you are celebrating with us in every way that you can, and also sharing the thoughts that we espouse here on this network. Thank you very much indeed. We don't take it for granted. This morning, I want you to like and share and throw out the comment to the rest of the wonderful world so that we can all be part of active society. Speaking of which, I bring you two Proverbs because of some stuff that people kept talking to me. Johnny, you have to think. I said, no, relax. When you're taking your bath, you're having a shower, and a madman comes to take your towel, you don't run after the madman with your nakedness. Because if you run after the madman or you chase the madman with your nakedness, trying to redeem or take back your towel, everybody will think that you are the madman, because you will have soap, foam on you, and you'll be running, and the madman will be running, and everybody think that, oh, both of you are not correct. You are classmates. So when you are taking a shower to cleanse yourself, to clean yourself, and somebody comes and the person comes to take your towel, you don't run after the person. That's one. Number two, it is stones and sticks that are thrown at the fruit-bearing tree. If there's a tree, and all of us have been children before. Back in the day when you close from school, you're walking on the road and you see a mango tree somewhere, you toss a stone or a stick at it because you've seen a ripe mango or a ripe orange or ripe fruit, guava, whatever it is. These days you don't see many of those trees around. But stones and sticks are thrown at the fruit-bearing tree. So if you're not the fruit-bearing tree, and if you ever find anybody who thinks that the best response to give to a question is an insult, don't engage. By all means, your social media page, block, delete. Block, delete. Because if you ask, we can always be agreeing and disagree without being disagreeable. So if somebody comes to you and instead of responding to the things that you're saying, they want to insult you instead and denigrate your personality, don't allow it. Block and delete. That's all. You find that most of those pages are actually specifically created with some funny names, without profile pictures. They have no mutual friends. They have locked their profiles actually, and they come at you. Don't give them an opportunity. Nobody cures BP. It is managed. So don't allow yourself to get BP because of somebody's otherwise behavior. Do you understand? Block and delete. It is your page. Manage it. Now let's talk about Her Ladyship, the Chief Justice. She's come into the news Some 3 petitions, some people want her gone. Some others to say, no, we wanted to stay at Covicent. As if for my little brother, who is also the member of parliament for the people of Old Tafo, he said, I said that the woman stay. What are you? Godfred Dami is there, all of them. And I've shown you in the previous week how petitions were written to the president at the time, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. Those petitions were received. They were taken through the same processes, right? And they were transmitted, etc. And Godfred Dami was the Attorney General, and hell didn't break loose. So people are beginning to question, why is Mr. Dami in court now? What has changed? Has the principle changed? I don't know. I digress a bit. We'll come to that. I'll play a video for you. A very interesting video of something that happened over the weekend. But I digress a bit. And the digression is that no amount of diversion will take our minds off the missing ECG containers. No amount of diversion or red herrings will take our minds off the allegation that a certain plane got into this country with cocaine and was involved in money laundering. No amount of diversion will take our minds off that. No amount of diversion will take our minds off Operation Recover or Loot. And no matter how we smile and show white teeth, the people down there, and I've said this notice to the NDC in government. I've said that if the NDC in government doesn't play the role that the people expect them to play, not to victimize people, not to harass people, but people who have genuinely taken from us must also genuinely be made to pay for it. If the NDC fails to let them pay for those things, the defeat that the MPP faced, right, there will be ×2 or ×3 for the NDC in 2028. Mark it somewhere. You will come back to me with my stone. I am no prophet, but I'm saying that if the NDC takes the people of Ghana for granted, and Operation Recover or Loot, Operation this, Operation that, all those things, people do not actually see signs, and it becomes like how the Special Prosecutor's Office was created. Mati Amidu, it was a big thing in opposition. Mati Amidu came, we didn't see show. Kisei Jabin is there, he says he's working, he's trying his best, he's giving us a list of cases that are before him, blah, blah, blah. The people want people who have taken from the country or alleged to have taken from the country, being punished, to see that they want to see them being punished. And they also want a retrieval of whatever they say you claim they have taken. They don't want all those shows. So all these diversions. And let me serve notice again. I've come back with renewed energy. It's the renewed energy part 2 of Johnny's Bite. And I've said that if you lose an election, don't go about looking for people to hang the Why are you misleading them to think that it is the media that caused whatever? Why are you fooling them? Nobody, I use the Jollof analogy. Don't find an opportunity to say, let us find these individuals and hang our garland of failure on them. No, it won't work. Take your well-woven garland of shame and hang it on your neck. Go back into concrete, reflect. That's what sensible people do. I digress. Now I come back. Play me the video of the theory and practice of the law. A very important citizen of this country who's also a law lecturer, and yes, and you see, somebody told me that, Madam contested in the, I think it's the Boakwa North or so, on ticket of the MPP. That is not my focus. My focus is what was said relative to the petitions that have been brought before the system or the regime for the removal of her ladyship, the Chief Justice, and what, thoughts she had to share about it. She's a teacher of the law. Listen.
But now we have a constitutional liberal democracy. which is bordering on with the principles of human rights, the right to be heard, the right to freedom and all that. We have all these freedoms guaranteed and enshrined in our constitution. Now, based on our constitutional liberal democracy, I'll say that we are akin to more of the presidential system of government as practiced in the US than the parliamentary, which is practiced in the UK. Now, in the US Constitution, yes, a Chief Justice of the US, in theory, can be removed, but only through the impeachment process, okay, as Honorable said. First, there's impeachment by the House of Representatives. By a simple majority vote is needed for that. And then there's a trial in the Senate. And after the impeachment, the Senate holds a trial. A 2/3 majority is required to convict and remove the Chief Justice. But the process is very, 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 very rare. In fact, only one Supreme Court Justice, Samuel Chase, in 1804, has ever been impeached. And he was even acquitted when he went to the trial in the Senate. Why? Because the constitutional liberal democracy realizes the importance of the three arms of government. In Ghana, our constitution also recognizes the importance of the three arms of government. However, there are separate provisions for parliament, which is basically more partisan, okay? And then there are similar provisions for the Chief Justice when it comes to grounds of removal, and then the president. The president cannot be removed because we voted him into office and he or she has a term of 4. I always say he or she has a term of 4 years. Then it comes back to the electorate. The Chief Justice also has a term of office till age 70. He or she, as has been put.
No, the president can be impeached.
In theory, we have all the grounds here. Article 69. In theory, we have all the grounds for the Chief Justice. Article 146. But in practice, it's never done. Never, ever done. Because if we do that, then we are just shredding the foundation of our democracy into pieces. Look, in Ghana, they said the president can be impeached. These are the grounds. If he or she violates the oath of office, including doing something inimical to our economy. And that one, then we can impeach the president any time, especially after the budget reading. Then, if the proven misconduct, so incompetence, proven misconduct, and then if the person is incapacitated in mind or body. We had a president who died on the job. Nobody ever went to parliament to say that he's he should be impeached because he's incapacitated in body and mind. The US had someone who was believed to have fainted on 1 or 2 occasions.
So that's the lady law lecturer, professor, doctor, teaches the law, and the students are supposed to follow through. Now, I leave it to your good judgment, but I was just thinking, so if I am a law student and I am looking at the theory and practice of the law, and I don't think along the same lines, and my script falls before my lecturer who thinks along these lines, what could possibly happen to my script? I'm asking a question. I'm not judging. That's one. Number two, so those who have been convicted by the theory of the law and the practice of the law, like Atayi, for example, would you also now be thinking about what is in the books as theory, but in practice it should not have happened? I'm asking a question. And why does the principle seem to change when the times change? I'm asking, I'm not judging. And in this particular instance, which portion of the law has been broken or sidestepped? I'm asking, I'm not judging. And what really, I mean, beyond the petitions that have come, we also seen reports, audit reports, etc., some monies. That's not my focus. But what if really there's some wrongdoing that's been done? Are we saying that because there's theory and practice, then I don't know. I've never been in a law classroom before, so I won't know. But my kakra, Are we injecting politics into it? Because in the tail end of the tape I played for you, we're now talking about Professor Mills and how he was sick in office and the rest. And some people on social media are now even talking about also Sewa Bruni. That if we're talking about somebody's ill health, then let's talk about somebody who was sane in his mind but had a slave queen on the plane with the person traveling around. Should that have also been grounds or basis? We are told not to politicize the matters. The citizens, we are told not to politicize the matter. And then right on that same altar, politicization happens. What's going on? Look, if you go onto the streets, and I say that most of our politicians do not relate with the streets. Some of us, we are street boys. We relate with the streets. We know the streets. They know us. If you go and listen to some of the thoughts that they have, some people who have never stepped, their way into a classroom before, if you listen to some of the thoughts that they have, I'm sure that it will guide our politicians a whole deal. I'm telling you. The theory and practice of the law. I said I am not a lawyer. I don't understand it. You and I. But now we have gotten the explanation. So we will wait. Now let's talk about Akunta mining. Our Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, Emmanuel Amakofi-Boa, has been leader on the side of the minority in Parliament before, his MP for Elembele. He wept like a baby. He wept like a baby. We'll talk about him in a bit. But there's one gentleman doing a very fantastic job. Dr. Frank Amakohene, Ashanti Regional Minister. I want to celebrate him this morning. I won't wait for him to die or for him to have some scandal before I put him on. No, I want to celebrate him. One of the brightest spots of the Mahama administration, Dr. Frank Amakohene, Ashanti Regional Minister. I want to celebrate him. And it's coming on the back of the fact that not so long ago, we had an Ashanti Regional Minister who was interested in talking down to everybody. And recently, he was talking at something. I was laughing. I said, is it the same minister that we had back then? This young man, Dr. Frank Amakohene, has changed the dynamics in the Ashanti region. The other time I saw my own little brother, former MC, Kwame Poku, CID, going to shake hands with him and say, we support you and all of that. They belong to different political parties. I know CID personally. He knows me as well. And within this short period, he's changing the narrative. Jama sessions, Kumasi Fest, is doing something at Lake Busumchi, providing free buses, trying to put tourism, and he's bringing some focus into the Ashanti region. I want to celebrate him for that. You can decide to like him or hate him, but he's doing his work. So this morning, I want to celebrate him. And I want the world to know that this is the reason, and I keep advocating for let the retirees go and let the young grow. He is one of the reasons. Pretty much like what I did for Kojo Opon Nkrumah back then, talking about him being one of the brightest spots in Akufo-Addo's government, Fatima Abubakar. I mentioned some young people back then. Some of them disappointed, but it's okay. You can't get it all right. But to Dr. Frank Amakohene this morning, salute him. And we'll ask his wife to do the needful at home for him. Now come back to me. Find me the minister's video. Minister for Lands and Natural Resources. He wept like a baby. Look at him.
Sorry. Thank you. One of the most egregious cases we have uncovered involves Akunta Mining Company Limited. A company legally registered and granted a government lease to mine responsibly off reserve outside the forest. The company, however, does not possess an entry permit into the forest reserve of the Samabro Enclave of the Western North region. Yet, investigations reveal that Akunta Mining has flagrantly abused this lease. In August, as you recall, in August 2022, the Forestry Commission, with the assistance of the Ghana Police, made some arrests of persons associated with Akunta Mining, encroaching on the forest reserves, specifically Compact 161. The docket was supposedly transferred to Accra for further action.
So this is the minister, and he said a lot of things, but Akunta Mining was the main thing. He subsequently issued, they said that, revoke all their licenses, etc. What were they doing? Find me in the engineer Dr. Ken Ashibe, and I will say this. When engineer Dr. Ken Ashibe was leading us, the media coalition against Galamsey, we're doing our work. And I would say this over and over again. We're doing our work. We're giving it prominence. I was on TV3 New Day at the time as host of the Big Issues, the paper review segment. I was part of the New Day. I was lead presenter. We're taking care of the issues. All the newspapers you find around, they had on the front page, Stop Galamsey. Then the government came and said, we want to do Operation Vanguard. They brought 400 men from military, police, immigration. They put them together. We brought drones and all of that. The rest, they say, is history. That's the mess we are seeing now. Suddenly, a government changes and people say that what mess was created in the last 8 years should be fixed in two days. That's the height of hypocrisy that we have. The mess that was created, it should be fixed in 2 days. There was a cabinet meeting that says, stop all mining licenses. Don't give anybody, halt off of mining. People left that cabinet meeting. According to the Professor Kwabna's report, they left that cabinet meeting and went right back to authorize people to mine in forest reserves. They did that. It happened. There's a cabinet. I've put that report here before. And I'm not the one saying it. If you find the Professor Kwabna's report, you read it, you will find the names, you will find the details. The cabinet of the Republic, chaired by the President of the Republic at the time, said, stop this. And people left that room and went to flagrantly disregard the President's directive. But they still continue to serve in office. We will pay them ex gratia. Some of those people will be paid ex gratia for disrespecting the country, for disrespecting the president, for disrespecting all of us, the citizens, and we will still find money to pay them. We won't punish them. How do you expect that this lawlessness and this rape of the earth will stop? It will not stop. And I'll say this. If we use the same template that was used back then to fight Galamsey, it will fail. But all. If we use the same template as was used then to fight Galamsey now, it will fail. The template of optics, the template of pretending not to know, the template of asking people to bring us evidence. Our president, our former president, he said people should bring him evidence. We, the citizens, who have seen that our lands are being destroyed, we have seen that our water bodies are being destroyed, we are feeling the impact of it. And we know how dangerous Galamseyers are with weapons and all of that. The president, who is the commander-in-chief at the time, who had all the resources and the capacity and all the men at his disposal, was asking us now to go into uncharted and endangered waters to go and bring evidence. Yes. Remember, before the elections, we were told that Labour went to him and said, "Go, give me time." He paused the issue of Galamsey and went to campaign in a bid to break the 8. The people of the Republic of Ghana gave the verdict at the polls that this is not what is important, or what is important to us is the issue of Galamsey. And I'm saying that in less than 3 months, or in 3 months, or a little around that time, you expect that everything, the situation will return to status quo ante as it was before Galamsey started. Are you serious? Are you really being serious with yourself? A state of emergency, yes, we can talk about it. The president has a duty to protect all of us. If that is what it will take, so must it be. So must it be. But where is the docket? Listen to Engineer Kenashibe. Listen to him.
We have a petition currently sitting with the Inspector General of Police. We had a petition with the President himself. We had a petition with the Attorney General. Remember, the Attorney General told us that they don't carry out primary investigations. So he directed us to the IGP. The IGP passed the case on to the Director General of CI. There was enough evidence to prosecute Akontame when this thing happened. Not only had he gone into the Tanon Nimri Forest Reserve without a permit, he was also flouting the Bapa policy. He was mining virtually in the tunnel. And there was ample evidence. There was a clash between his company and the people of Samatex. Ask what they were doing there, whether they were going to catch cockroaches. It was because he wanted to go in there and the people were fighting back. So for some of us, I think this is an important thing that has been done. And we all need to ensure that we deal with things like this. Because, again, as has been said, you need to deal with the root cause. Otherwise, you will not be able to resolve this stuff. So, I am pretty sure, unfortunately for us, we have the CEO for the Minerals Commission, because at that time, the CEO for the Minerals Commission confirmed it when the Minister for Lands and Natural Resources said that Akonta Mining was involved in an illegality at the time. And I know for a fact that the Forestry Commission had also done some investigations, had spoken to the investigators who had done some work. But unfortunately, sitting on the platform in Koforidua, His Excellency, the former president, when I asked him about what he was doing about Akonta Mining, he looked all Ghanaians in the face and answered the question that Akonta Mining was not involved in Galamsey as we speak. Who had asked him a question about mining as we speak?
Now, look, Kuzo, find me that tape of the former president. And I've seen that the template that was used then, if we use that same template now, we will fail. Dr. Agofibua, find just 10 people. You see the boys you arrest, they have people who sent them into the pit. Find 10 of those people who sent the boys into the pit. 10 of those people who can actually afford excavators. 10 of those people who can buy mercury, cyanide, lead. 10 of those people who can buy firearms. 10 of those people who can buy generators and lights. 10 of those people who bankroll it. Those so-called rich men or big men who are profiteering and killing all of us just so they could look good. Find just 10 of them. Put them before the courts. Jail them. This nonsense of Galamsey will stop. This water guard, all this military, blah, blah, it won't work. I say find just 10 of the big boys. When you arrest them, do the investigation, trace to the big boys and the big girls who buy the Galamsey equipment for them. Trace them to those who are the freight forwarders who clear the stuff for them at the port. Line all the big men up. Those who drive in air-conditioned vehicles, they roll up tinted glass. They are in Accra, they are in Kumasi, they are in Takrady, they are in all those big cities, and they don't go into the mud, but they are profiteers, serpents of corruption. Find them and jail just 10 of them, and see if this nonsense called Galamsey won't stop. Your renal departments are convoluted, 7 the rest. You don't have enough machines. People are drinking Galamsey water, so their kidneys and their liver, etc. And people are more interested in politicizing this whole Galamsey conversation. Ubewu, ubagbo, you die. Because of that. You and I, we drink the same water. We will die eventually if we don't speak up. If yours is about, I spoke about Galamsey, then I'll speak about it now. I don't care whose axe is God. And I don't think that we must inject politics into it. If you have a president who doesn't care about Galamsey, you must ask the question. Is the minister doing something good? Yes. When John Peter Mewu was doing good, I spoke about it. The person who replaced John Peter Mewu, they were all pretenders. I'm telling you. They were all pretenders. I will say it again here. Major Maxwell Mahama, not to cause his family pain, he died for nothing. We knew that there was Galamsey where we had sent him. We knew how treacherous the people were, but we sent him, then we killed him. And then we come and give him a posthumous rank like we do for policemen who are shot in bullion vans. Go to the UK, go to the US. They all have body cams. Even security men, they have body cams. So everything is recorded. They can actually trace. We're just a shameless lot. Play the former president's video for me.
I want to assure him and all of you that Akonta Mining is not engaged in any illegal mining anywhere in Ghana as we speak. Further, the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources has, through the agency of the Forestry Commission, with the assistance of the military, made the effort to cordon off all 294 sites of forest reserves in the country and rid them of illegal mining as we speak.
After the president made this one, gave Akuntamani a testimony, and who even forced the president at the time to give Akuntamani a testimonial? Never mind that the man behind him was a full brigadier general, and the general was following a general around. I spoke about it, the military knew about it, they said foco about it. But who asked about the president to come and give Akuntamani a clean bill of health? Was that his job so to do? And then when he promised that the forest reserves would be protected, were they indeed protected? Go and check with the Forestry Commission and go and check with the Minerals Commission how many forest reserves were encroached after the president made that comment in 2023. Go and check. And then you sit there and you say, what was the mess that was caused in 8 years should be fixed in 3 months. We must be honest with ourselves. If it is Kweku Menu who belongs to the MPP who is doing it, deal with him. If it is Ayofori of the MPP NDC who is doing it, deal with them. Because Galamsey will kill all of us regardless of the partisan or political colors. And that is how we must treat the matter. Not NDC and MPP fight. Open your eyes. Open your eyes. And in opening your eyes, I'll play a very last video for you. Shadrach, indulge me. I went to the UK, aka Maldives, right? I went for a holiday to relax. But while I was there, the journalists in me wouldn't let me rest. Look at this video carefully. Think through it deeply. Watch.
This when I listen to you, I even panic. Why? Hey, why do you panic? The way you, Papa, you know Papa.
You see behind me is a portion or the leftover of the old Southampton city, right? In the United Kingdom. This legend has it used to be part of their own version of the castles and forts that they built to fortify themselves, right, against the attacks that other countries used to come and have on them, right? Neighboring countries, Vikings, etc., used to come and have on them. It doesn't have to be dirty to tell a story. You can see here a culture of maintenance. You can see here a culture of people being very deliberate about tourism and being very deliberate about preserving the monuments that tell the story about the city of Southampton. And as I've already shown you, or as you will see, this is set right in one of the biggest shopping centers you can find, the West Quay, right? And the West Quay here, is so beautiful, so glamorous. It has the Lostera, it has the M&S, it has so many other places. And you can actually see the real city of Southampton right there as well. And again, let me re-emphasize, it doesn't have to be dirty to tell the story. So what's happening with our own Cape Coast Castle, Elmina Castle, Christianborg Castle, Fort Presenstein? What's happening to them? Why can't we just let them lick some paint so that at least the story of tourism, as we have paid to come here, people will also pay and come there and will be happy to repeat the experience and to tell others about it. Check it out. It doesn't have to be dirty to be monumental. Let's make ours better. My name is Johnnie Hughes. This is Johnny's Bite. Next time when I come back and neck pressing, have a good morning. We'll see you tomorrow. But remember that this is the renewed energy version of Johnny's Bite. Have a good one. Please call me 055-924-2717 and 055-691-0154. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.